For the guys out there, and we're programmed to push our feelings, not to speak about it. But I think it helps when you can speak about it, and then you can move on from it. But the more you push it to the back of your head, the more you're going to be fighting your own demons in your head, if you may say. Yeah. But yeah, it is nice to speak about it. I got to learn it for the past couple of years. The more you speak, the better you feel. But when you find out you're pregnant, you message or you send me those, and I'm like, oh, okay, good. You have to try and put this face to say there's excitement. But deep down there's that fear of like, oh God, it's happened 4 times. Will it happen again?
And welcome back to my visual diaries. The husband. I did say I was going to make him join me for the last episode of my 4-part series about my miscarriages, and we're going to hear from Hubs and how you felt. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by on this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you do not miss another video that I upload. It is completely free. And you'll be helping me out as well. And it motivates me to do more content for you guys. So, we have covered... Sorry, it's got something. Wife duties. We've covered the first miscarriage, second miscarriage being a topic, third. I was going to do fourth, but then realised fourth is already on my channel because it was only last year, September 2024, so pretty recent. So that's already there if you want to go and check that out. And I thought it'd be interesting to hear your version, or from your perspective, of how the multiple miscarriages has had an effect on you, or just how you feel about them in general. Because I don't think we hear from men a lot. I feel like women always get all the praise when they're pregnant and all the sympathy when the miscarriage, the pregnancy ends. I thought it would be interesting to find out how you feel and where you're at now in terms of TTC and stuff like that. So, do you remember that day? Do you remember that period, or is it a bit of a blur?
I'm gonna be honest. It's a bit of a blur.
When I went for the scanning and there was no heartbeat.
Like I said, I think it's all a blur. But I do remember some bits. I remember sitting on the side, and the woman was doing what she was doing, and then the woman was saying, "Oh, wait 1 second. I'm gonna go and get another colleague, or another doctor." I can't remember. And at that time, I don't know. I'm just thinking, okay, she's just going to make sure. But looking at your face, I knew, okay, you know something's not right.
I feel like as a woman, as a mother, as a woman, we've got this intuition and we know. The moment I just knew, and I think every single miscarriage, the reason why, it's like I've already processed it in my mind, that this is not going right. And I think even more so because I've had 2 live births already and I've gone to the end. So I kind of have an idea that something's off. So by the time they break the news, it's almost like I'm already mentally prepared. I already knew. So usually just took long to get to this conclusion. But I feel like for you, because back then
it was lack of understanding as well. So it was like, oh, I've seen the scan, I've seen the little screen,
and you've gone through it with Lily Mae.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I don't know what they're looking for until they show us. To me, it just looks black and white. The woman's going all over the place, and until they start doing the measure, then okay, there's something there. She did all of that anyway. Yeah. So in my head, I'm like, oh,
but I knew, but she was clicking to measure that baby to see at what stage it stopped growing.
Well, obviously I understand that now, but in that moment I'm like,
right. Okay, so you seen that? So when you seen her measuring and stuff, you thought everything was okay?
Of course. So when she said, "Oh, I'm gonna go and get a colleague or another doctor, another sonographer to come and check," so I'm like, let them go and do what they're doing then.
No, so I already knew. I knew because from the moment she put the thing on my stomach, because obviously I was further along, so they didn't do the transvaginal, they done it on top of your belly. And I knew because the screen, it looked too different, too still. There was no movement.
You know what? It's crazy.
It looked too still, and it just looked very different. You were very emotionally available, and you didn't hide your emotions. But at that miscarriage, I think with it being your first time experience, well, it was my first time too, but I don't know. I think you took it quite bad from what I see from my standpoint.
Yeah, because I've experienced loss, and it'll be whether it's been grandma, uncle, but I don't want to take away from that. But it's still a loss. But this one hit different because it's like, oh, this is my loss. This is not family loss.
Yeah.
I looked at it from, oh, this is my personal loss. It's not. I have to grieve with everybody. This is something that. How can I say?
Because when it's a family loss, you're grieving with the family. Everyone else is.
But this one, it was more. Oh, you found out you were pregnant, and then it's like, oh, okay. In my head, I'm thinking, oh, is it going to be a girl? Is it not going to be another girl? Or is it going to be another boy? Is it going to be a boy? And then you start picturing this life. You start putting these things together.
It's so strange because I feel like as women, we do that. I didn't know that men actually do that. You know, hearing it from a man's perspective, that you have that same thought process, I think is like surprising for me actually.
Yeah, because at that time, you know, that's why you randomly sometimes feel like I send you pictures of house price and thinking, oh, okay, let's look at this house now. Because in my head, I'm not thinking about the pain or the process. I'm just thinking, okay, what's next now? How do we make ourselves financially stable again to be able to look after another person?
Okay. But that's part of your TTC journey, so we'll pin that, because we like to do 99 stories in one, by the way. If you don't know what that is, anyone that's new on my channel, you'll see a running theme where I say 99 stories in one, which is I go off track and we go back to the topic. So when the lady come in, when they came back and they... What are you doing with all this fluff all over you? When the lady came back and a couple of them came in and told us the news, you literally...
Yeah, because it's like the first one came and then there's a confirmation and then there's like, oh, like I said, you find out you're pregnant, you get excited. Not official, like, oh, what do? How do I prepare myself? And then as the day goes by, you think, oh, okay, I'm meant to prepare myself. And you start picturing this extra life within our lives.
Yeah.
And how do I make this better than how do I make this better than I was the last one? And you start picturing about, oh, house, how they're gonna be and where you're gonna put this stuff in the house. When you're going through it, I'm also going through it myself.
Yeah.
But
I think that's coming from because you're the provider.
Yeah, and then on my side, I'm just thinking, oh, okay, how do we make this better than the last one?
Yeah.
And then you find out that, okay, this picture that I built in my head is just going to stop now.
I know.
Because eventually you believe in this picture that you put out there, and then someone just comes and said, no, that picture's not real. And it just hits you.
It is a bit like, I don't like to say this, you know, I really don't, but I'm going to say it. But it's like God just kind of teases you a little bit. It's like, listen, this is what you can have. No, not right now. Let me take it away. I'm like, what? Yeah. But I don't like saying it because I don't want to believe God will be so wicked to me and will do such a thing. I definitely feel like it's a spiritual warfare and the devil just comes in. But I feel like it's all about timing.
I was gonna say I don't think it's a spiritual warfare. I think, like you said, it's timing. Maybe at that time,
there was God knows.
He also knows that, you know.
But you know what else is what I feel like that with my miscarriage investigations, and obviously I didn't add this in my previous videos, but it was after the ectopic pregnancy, I got referred to the reoccurring miscarriage clinic.
Yeah.
That's when I got referred, but I completely forgot that they referred me there. I must have been on the waiting list for 2 years.
So they did take a while to get back to you.
I know, but because it wasn't at the front of my mind, I didn't know when they called me. I was like, huh? am I on the website? Sorry, it's taking so long. I said, taking so long. I didn't know it was even on there. But anyway, I'm glad they have, because they've done their investigations. Because obviously, when you've had multiple, they want to look at, say, hold on, what's going on here? What's causing this? Yeah. This lady, she's getting pregnant, but why is she not keeping them? Let's try and figure it out. So I just feel like without having them miscarriages, I would never know. Like, my vitamin D was so low. Do you know what I'm saying? The
like you said,
things that timing, I needed to do.
Because you said it's timing. Maybe we have to go through all of this for you to find that eventually, oh, okay, this is low. You need to do this. And this, you need to lose this amount of weight. And, you know, this is how you need to look after yourself in order for you to keep the baby.
Yeah, so this losing weight thing, I'm still not convinced, man. I'm just upset about it.
It's not.
I don't want to lose 2 stone.
It's not always about, oh, God testing or teasing you. You know, like you said, even when you go back to hospitals, you know, the nurses, they're always checking on a woman. So nobody actually takes time to check on the dad, the father. So in that moment, you're going along with everybody. You're making sure you're fine.
No, but on that day, you were not fine. Like,
yeah, I know.
They checked on you.
Yeah, I know. But then afterwards, you realise, wait, hold on. I just done all of that crying. Wait, I'm meant to be the strong one.
Yeah.
I'm meant to be the one that said, oh, everything's going to be alright.
Poor Lily Mae was sat in the pram like, what the hell's going on? And you're meant to be looking after Lily Mae, and you were beside yourself.
I lost it.
But at the same time, I feel like it's nice to see, especially because at the time you were young. How old was you? Like 20?
11, so I was 24.
24?
Yeah, 24.
You were, right, 24 years old, and you experienced your first miscarriage at the scan, and it wasn't nice to see. But when I think about it now I'm older and maturer, it's nice to see that somebody so young was able to be so vulnerable and emotionally available, and you did not hold back. There was not this, let me cry and say, you just literally broke down and had your moment. Which you don't see. We really don't, especially in our community. It's not something that we see. A lot of men, especially Afro-Caribbean men, tend to hold it in because it's what's expected of them.
Yeah, but obviously, at that time, I think I had no one to speak to about it. So I was like, oh, okay. So if you're not going to go and call nobody to speak about it.
When you say nobody, you talk about your family?
Whether it was friends, whether your side of the family, because I don't think not everybody knew. At that time, how do you start explaining to everybody like, oh, we were pregnant, and then we just lost it, where nobody else knew. So at that time, you just, in a way, it's all these emotions came in, and I just couldn't control it no more.
I think that's what made this last miscarriage so special, in terms of, even though they say don't tell anyone, when that loss happens, you've got a whole community.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And
so you're not grieving alone.
Yeah, last miscarriage didn't weigh as heavy, I don't believe, because I had that extra support. We had that extra support.
100%.
But in terms of like, what about the rest? This is a bit of a long video.
The rest, I feel like you go through that emotional first one, and then the rest, and it happens again. Like I said, people naturally just feel sympathy for the woman. Now, I'm not crying, I'm not seeking sympathy, but at that time you now realise the people that you're around with, or you've seen other people that's gone through it, the men, what they tend to do, push down the back. They want to make sure the woman's right first. But like I said, we deal with grief differently. The way I deal with it is when I start looking at, for example, houses, start selling houses. In my head I'm thinking, okay, that one's gone, let's go again, let's try and make a new one. You know, let's try and proceed to this. But like, I don't know, I just feel, I'll have to be honest, at this moment you just push everything to the back of your brain, because you think, oh, let's make sure the woman's right first, let's sure the wife's right first. Where you don't know how to deal with it. At the moment I feel I'm fine.
So how do you feel now at the age we're at? We've got 12 years. Is Lily Mae 12? What the hell? 12-year-old and an almost 8-year-old. How do you feel about like going back to changing nappies and?
You feel like you're out of touch, you know.
Are you excited to go in again?
There is excitement, but there's also a fear.
Go on.
This is me being honest. There's excitement, you know. Oh, I'm gonna do it again, and I'm gonna do better than what I did last time, and we're gonna make sure the last one doesn't get this and gets the best, and but also there's that fear of, oh, would it happen again?
Does that go through your mind?
Yeah, and
I thought it was just me because
and then you don't want to get overly excited yet until you reach a certain
point.
Yeah, then you feel like, oh, well, when you find out you're pregnant, you message or you send me those, and I'm like, oh, okay, good. You have to try and put this face to say there's excitement, but deep down there's that fear of like, oh God, it's happened 4 times, would it happen again? It's crazy that you say, because I've been through it several times now. If I've gone into a room now, I'll know what to look for now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'll know, okay, this is what they look for. And you see the little, I won't say bowl, but like...
you mean at the very beginning?
Yeah, and no, even if you go further along,
yeah,
you see the difference from when you first go in for your first
scan?
Scan, yeah. Like I think I'll know now. If I've gone in, I'll know.
Yeah, I feel like the last couple of pregnancies, because obviously each year you go by, you're filled with more knowledge, you're more mature, you're in a different space in your life and in yourself and personal growth. And I feel like you've been more invested in terms of like research and making sure you know you're wanting the apps. He's that dad that downloads the app on his phone so he can keep track of how far you are and stuff.
And what size
and what to expect, and if your partner's going through this is why. So he's that dad. He wasn't always that dad, but you have been the last couple of pregnancies. I'd say.
Get involved, man.
So
you're not pregnant by yourself. We're all pregnant.
We're all pregnant, innit? Yeah, I like that one. I like that one. Yeah. Do you ever get to a point where you just think, do you know what, I think we should knock it on the head and not TTC?
I'm gonna be honest.
It
has crossed my mind, but at the same time, it's like, how do you just give up?
I know, but sometimes I do feel like, shall we just, because I'm getting older.
Yeah, but this is what society tells you about you're getting older. You know, who says? Is there a law, is there a rule to say that, oh, until your menopause comes, and then until then, nobody says, oh, you're meant to stop at this age.
You with the big words.
Yeah.
Menopause, what do you know about menopause?
Until that age, and there's no such thing as this rule or there's a law to say, okay, you have to stop now.
No, but I'm going to be honest, like, I don't know what, in my mind, I thought, because I'm under my consultant and I like to think I'm doing the right things apart from losing weight. He did tell me to lose 2.5 stone, and technically if I had applied myself properly between last September and now, I would have lost that 2.5 stone. But I really don't want to lose the weight. I really don't. I'm trying to conceive without having to lose 2.5 stones. What the hell am I going to look like? Anywho, so I feel like I was doing all the right things, taking all my vitamins. I've been really consistent, probably more consistent with anything that I've ever done in my whole life. And I thought it would have happened sooner. I'm going to be honest. I did. I don't know. I just put my faith in front.
But we go back to what you said earlier. It's all timing. So
know.
In your head, I think, as a woman, you think, oh, I've seen this woman lost a baby and then she go back and got pregnant again. That's their time. You know, you can't put time into it. Nobody knows when it's going to happen.
I know, but not when you've got Winter May asking every 2 seconds.
I think
the baby can just come like
that's
that.
What makes
that's
it
where
worse.
the pressure is.
We also made them aware, oh, soon you're going to have a sister or a brother. So
because they ask, so what do you do? You've got to say, yeah, soon.
Yeah, so it's in their head, they don't understand. So they think, oh, it's coming. So they must see babies around and, you know, friends are coming around, babies, oh, when is mine coming? I think you, as a woman, you take that upon yourself, put too much pressure on you. Maybe that's not helping. The stress of at the back of say, oh, it's gonna happen. Maybe you should just take a chill and then just think, if it happens, it happens.
Well, I've kind of the last couple of months, I'm not really.
Yeah.
I've not really.
Don't put too much stress on it. But then again,
But at the same time, it's like, what do you do?
I know.
Do you know what I mean? But it has crossed my mind where I have thought, do you know what? I was blessed to have 2 healthy pregnancies and 2 healthy children, and they're thriving, I should say. So really, maybe this is part of my story. This is it. I don't know.
Nobody knows, like I said, and I feel like we have to put. I won't say time.
But you need to do your bit, babe, because you don't take your vitamins, hon.
Yeah, but
They're
also
still
in my
looking at
head, I just think.
But you're getting older, love.
Yeah.
And your diet's poor.
No, my diet's not poor.
Yeah, it is, because you don't like fruit and veg. And I have to force you to have these things. You know what? It's like a child. When I do dishes dinner and I see him push the vegetables aside, I'm like, eat it. Get it out. Get it out. I've got to force him, because I'm trying to make him live long, have a long life. And I'm trying to promote a healthy household. And they make it really tough for me. Honest to God, they make it difficult for me. And I'm trying my best here. But you've also got to do your bit. Because technically, I might be sat here thinking it's me and I'm the problem. It could be you.
You're right.
You could be the problem.
You're right.
Innit?
You're right.
So
well, until then, we'll never know.
Well, you need to go start maybe getting yourself tested.
Yeah.
You say yeah, no you're not. Anywho.
Yeah.
We all just ramble on forever. So, yeah, so you're excited for baby number 3?
Yeah. But I just wanted to say...
Pregnancy number 7, baby number 3.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the last...
Baby.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to say for the guys out there, and, we're programmed to push our feelings or not to speak about it. But I think it helps when you can speak about it, and then you can move on from it. But the more you push it to the back of your head, the more you're going to be fighting your own demons in your head, if I may say. Yeah. But yeah, it is not to speak about it. I got to learn it for the past couple of years. The more you speak, the better you feel. Yeah.
Release, don't carry it around. Doesn't make you less of a man either. If anything, it makes you more of a man. That you're able to be unapologetically vulnerable.
Yeah, in touch with your feelings. No, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
Emotionally available.
Of course.
Yeah, and I appreciate that as well.
Yeah.
I do. But yes. Anyway, guys, that's it from us, from the duo. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for sticking to the end if you have done. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you don't miss another video, please, and thanks. And if you want to see more videos with Hubs, comment below. And I will drag him on the screen. It doesn't come often, but when it does come, it's nice. Do you like chatting to my people?
Yeah, it's good.
Look, he's ready to go. All right then. Ciao for now. Bye.